Oh, hello there. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Stay there. I want her to be a surprise for you. It's Anne-Marie. It's the clinical. That sounds so boring. I am a positivity clinical hypnotherapist. That's my job. I'm here to inject the fun into your life. I'm a confidence life coach, and that's what we do. Hello, good evening, my first viewer, John Ruby. Oh, I went to school with John Ruby. Oh, hello, John. Long time no see. Hello, Alexa. I know we're late, right? Because I'm late because I have the wonderful, the magnificent. Hello, Alexa. I have a lovely guest with me, and we've been having dinner. We've had jerk chicken, rice and peas. Hello, Patricia. Patricia's from Miami. Ooh. She is. She's watching us from Miami. Hi, Patricia. I know you're dying to know who I've got in the chair next to me. She's amazing. She is just... We've had so much fun this afternoon. She came for a hypnotherapy session, but she's also here to share with you how she stepped into her ultimate confidence, because after all, this show is about inspiring, engaging, and really giving you the tools to be able to make changes in your life for the better. So we're here. I'm going to swing round. I'm going to let you see her, and she's going to introduce herself, and she's going to tell you exactly what she's been up to. Okay, so here she is. She is the wonderful, the beautiful. Yay! Now, I want you to tell us, please comment in the box below, is this lighting... Ricky. Hi, Ricky. Ricky's been doing amazing things. I noticed that you liked the alignment method the other day, Ricky. Not that I'm stalking you. I just noticed that you... Because I'm very observant, and it's brilliant. I've been doing that too. It's very, very empowering. Would you like us to turn the real lights on? Because I can see that we're in darkness a little bit. We look like we're camping. We're not camping. We're in the house. Should we turn them on?
We get torches here.
Yeah. because when Zoe tells you what she does for a living and where she's been, you'll understand why we've got the ambient lighting. But I think it might be a little bit dark. I don't know. Zoe, please do introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Zoe, and well, I don't know what to say, really. I'm a bit blown away today. Yes, as Anne-Marie was just saying, I've been here and I've had a hypnotherapy session, which is pretty cool, and it's left me feeling very grounded, centered, and connected to my inner child, and also to brought her back and brought that into the power. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Zoe. So take us back 10 years ago. What were you doing? You were very prolific. I think you really need to give everybody an insight to exactly how amazing you've been and how amazing you are now. So where have you come from? What's been your history?
Okay, so I worked at the UK. Oh, I'm going to take you back a bit further.
Take us back.
I'll take you back. The year is 1996. And I'm working at the UK's first ever internet access cafe called Siberia in Goog Street.
Wow.
Whereupon I was a cyber host, and I got trained in the ways of, I was building web pages using HTML in Notepad.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
It was pre-Dreamweaver. So we did that, but the cool thing about that was the fact that we also ran the first ever internet radio station came through Siberia.
Wow, what was that?
So, what was it? I can't remember what the name of it was now. Anyway, but we had Mr. C was a prolific DJ on the first ever one. So
a trailblazer you were, Zoe. You were a trailblazer.
Yeah, a bit like that. We had a lot of fun, shall we say. We had a lot of fun. And then this magazine came along, which was called Gilfin, which was for the Guildford Free Information Network.
Okay.
And so they didn't just put in there about like free parties and things like that, but it was also quite activist. So it talked about political stuff and, where to find the latest activist marches, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, so let's do some funding for these guys. I know we've got a little venue underneath Siberia, which holds about 200 people. Let's put on a party. Anyway, so their network and my network, we kind of got talking as you do. And the next thing you know, I've been introduced to this person who's been introduced me to the other person. And the next thing you know, I've taken on the whole of the Drome, which became the SE1.
SE1 Club?
Yeah, the SE1.
Wow.
I was the first person to take on the whole of the SE1 Club. Not the one in Victoria, the one in London Bridge.
Even better. Underneath the arches?
Yes.
Wicked. Sorry.
Look at that.
You saw my old school stuff coming on there. Wow, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, so like when we took it on, like everybody used to have, up until that point, people were doing like one room parties.
Yeah.
And one of the rooms was actually used as the parking garage for the London Dungeons.
Wow.
So we even had the hearse from the London Dungeons inside this
Very good,
room.
very atmospheric.
It was very atmospheric. You leant against the wall, you got covered in slime. It was great.
I remember that there was a club there that had arches. It was called the Arches, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was a lot. You see how history does a total 360-degree turn, because back then we were such totally different people, and we were both out there raving and having fun and really not being in tune with our connected selves. Yeah, that suffice to say. And we've been through our path lives. We've had to heal ourselves in so many different ways.
Yeah.
And here we are again in the same room, connected as more conscious human beings.
Yeah.
That's actually quite prolific, isn't it? You know what I mean? Sorry, because I was saying.
So we took on the whole of the Drome. We turned it into a 7-roomed indoor festival, which had a internet cafe smack bang in the middle of it. It was the first one to do anything like that.
Wow.
And it was on June the 12th, 1999. It was called Transformation.
Wow.
And it made Gig of the Week in the Independent newspaper. And we had 2,500 people come.
Wow. Wow.
And basically, and I put myself on second in the second biggest room, and I DJ'd in front of 1,000 people. It was the first gig I ever did out live after having basically I only got introduced to DJing in December of 1998. So here I am now playing in this massive, great big room. And I never had to do a mix demo or anything like that. Basically, my career just took off. Clearly, that was what I was meant to be doing.
Did you recognise her? This is DJ Zoe Hart.
Well, formerly known as The Ting.
The Ting.
The sound of a really good idea. Ting.
I like it. Wow. And, you know, Zoe has had such a... I hate saying this roller coaster journey, but it is the only word that actually describes being at the really height of your career and the depths and the height. And that has brought you full circle. We met at Yes You Can, Inspired to Achieve. And
we did.
And since then, we struck up a friendship, because one thing I will say is, as you go through life, the more experiences, the more you put yourself out there, you come across a lot of people, but very rarely do you find people that you feel an intuitive connection to. And I really feel that with Zoe, we found that connection. And then we go back and we realise that there's so many points in our paths that we actually could have crossed, really, and that we didn't. But it just shows you that what was destined to be is destined to be, because she's here with me today. And so, Zoe, we touched upon, you know, there had to be a lot of lows before there came the highs. And we were also talking before we came on about that point of where you really have to recognise, I've got to take this really, I've got to be really strong and really be confident to step away from what is not working for me and step away into the future that I need. But you're still in a transition of where everything's working behind you, but it's probably toxic and it's not what you need, but that it makes you money. And it's hard to step away from environments where everything is there except for your soul. You know? So do you remember that point where you were standing on the edge of thinking, I have to step away and use my ultimate confidence to step into me and step away from what's not me and step into actually what is me, even though I don't know what is me? It's hard, isn't it?
It is, but it does make me laugh, because it's not just one incident.
Absolutely.
Like, there's been a couple of really big shifts that occurred.
Wow.
And I would say that the first one was after, so I became an international nightclub DJ, and I toured all over the world. Yeah, I toured all over the world, and I did that professionally for 7 years on the back of that one event.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Life is cool.
It was very cool, but it was extremely hedonistic.
Yeah.
And then I got really sucked into the whole party lifestyle, and basically I was just getting paid to party, which was awesome. And eventually it kind of came to a point whereby I was just like, okay, I can't actually keep this up, and I don't know what else to do. And this was now, 7 odd years later, and so I just remember just being on a train one day, and I'll never forget it. I just looked up and I just went, okay, I need a life-changing experience.
Wow.
Within a month, I was pregnant.
And do you know what? Do you know what, Zoe? This is what we were talking about before we came on. Because we were saying that, you know, you have an inner intuition in your life. You have something within you that is bigger than you. It's just something that makes your heart beat. It's just something that gives you that moment and says you've got to do something now. And you don't know where it comes from. You just know it's there. And the thing is with this intuition, it's very patient. I call this intuition God. And it's very patient. And if you say it once, it will allow you to test and try for yourself. But if you don't listen, whoa, then you get a brick wall that will stop you in your tracks and you don't have a choice but to listen. So really, when you get that intuition, you need to be following it yourself. Otherwise, circumstances will predict that you don't have any choice.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely didn't realise that I was so not in my power and so not taking responsibility and so not believing in myself that it came to that. Yeah. And after I got pregnant, I was like, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, be careful what you wish for. Yeah.
So, but then I was like, okay, well, I need to get really clear. And then it was like, but I'm an only child. There's no way I'm having just one, because that would just be really mean.
Yeah.
Based upon my personal experiences growing up. So I had two in a really quick space of time. just so that we could really, you know, nail that.
Coffin.
Your life is over. Yeah. That's it. You're done, yeah.
There's nothing like two children in a row to give you that feeling of get home now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like your mum calling you, come on in. Yeah.
Exactly. The trouble is that the partying kept on happening.
Right.
And when they were younger, it was kind of cool because it was always just me and the kids. So like the kids would go and do something, or you know, and I'd take them somewhere and all that kind of stuff. But the truth is, I just couldn't kind of stop partying, and it wasn't until about just over 2 years ago when I finally came to the realization that I'm the one that needs to change. I'm the one that needs to own my power. I'm the one that if it needs to grow up and actually, you know, and I was literally absolutely terrified. I've never been so terrified as the first time I walked into a program to get some help. Yeah. And, you know, because I was just like, oh my God, I genuinely don't actually know who I am. Yeah. I genuinely believed that drinking and using was actually making me everything that I was. Yeah. And I thought, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm going to find. Yeah, absolutely. And I was talking about this last week about the point of where you have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because any paradigm shift, that is a change in your whole behaviour, where your default becomes somebody totally different to who you are now, is going to be uncomfortable. And it can become so uncomfortable that you just want to run back to where you came from because it's what you know. And that's what so many people do. They get to the point of where they could just embark on something different, and then they get scared and they rush back to who they were. And that's why we have so many damaged people, because they keep doing that cycle of, I can do it, no I can't, I can do it, no I can't. And I also talked yesterday about how important it is to have a life coach. It's one of the services that I offer is life coaching alongside hypnotherapy, because I was talking with Zoe again about the fact that, you know, as a DJ, you were very, very lucky. You had a God-given skill that you were able to adapt to it very easily. But many people, and most people, if they're going into any kind of career, actually have to train very hard to do that career. And not only do they train, they have to take up continuing professional development, we call it CPD, to make sure that they are always in the best awareness, they have the best current legislation and current knowledge of the job that they do. However, how many people do that for their life? Have you have a life coach? Yes. Do I have a life coach? Yes. Because do I have more than one?
Absolutely, I do have mine too. Because the thing is, what we realise that a lot of people don't realise, it's not for the posh. It's not for people who are well educated. It's not for people who even have the money. Life coaching, and you can buy life coaching books. It doesn't have to always be. It's a place to start, right? Yeah. I think one of the best life coaching books that I what's his name? I found it there. There it is. I'll leave you with Sonia.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me just tell you that basically. So about 2 years ago, I walked into a 12-step recovery program. I I instantly understood and resonated with the person who was giving the chair at that particular time. There was just so much identification and similarities, because not with the way in which I was drinking and using, but in the headspace, the mental headspace. And so going to that side, oh, God, give me my sunglasses.
Like, beautiful, isn't she?
One more! Turn the lights out! We've got to have one more! Anyway, so, so I did that for a year and I actually managed to get it. Yeah, I went through the 12-step program. I didn't drink or use for a whole year. I kind of got it. So at the end of that process, I was a bit like, all right, well, now what?
Yeah.
So then I did meet a life coach, funnily enough, who used to be a DJ, which was really bizarre.
Who's that?
Dan Warburton.
Ah, I've seen Dan Warburton. Yeah, he's doing some really cool stuff, yeah.
Yes, so Mr. Dan Warburton, who used to be a DJ and in fact holds a Guinness World Record for DJing, believe it or not. So I ended up having 6 months worth of coaching with him. And he was the one...
And who else is now doing, who's a life coach for Happy Days? Brandon Block?
Brandon Block, exactly, who I played with over in Thailand. Yeah, so I did, about 6 months of that, and then I just kind of, the trouble is that then I got the money,
yeah,
and I kind of got suckered into kind of doing all that kind of money stuff, and then basically God gave me another beautiful little reminder by the fact that it's only about like 3 months ago when I got vertigo. Really, I always thought that was like a fear of heights or something like that that happened. But no, what happened is I literally, I couldn't bend over, I couldn't lie flat, I couldn't turn, I could basically, it all just completely went wrong, and the room would start spinning and everything would just start spinning. And then my actual cognitive abilities completely went as well. So if I was trying to have a conversation, I wouldn't be able to have a conversation with you.
Wow.
I would literally be saying, could you please just stop talking? Everything was overwhelming. I completely shot my body because I wasn't doing the things which I knew that I needed to be. I'd come out of the program, I'd stopped connecting with God, I wasn't doing any meditating, I wasn't doing any exercise, I was just like running, and I just, I completely blew myself up again. So, then...
Same thing again, they're not listening, your body tells you, your body's very, very intuitive and knows you, and when that intuition tells you, you have to listen, because if you don't, it will come to you in a way that you don't have a chance to avoid it.
Well, exactly. I mean, like, vertigo was scary. I've never actually been so terrified in all my life, and I genuinely didn't think it was going to stop. So when I went to the doctors, and he brought it on, this was the thing, he said to me, I'm going to bring this on. He said, so then we can, we can just confirm. And then he said, I can do this aptly manoeuvre on you, which will then...
Did he do it?
Yeah, he did. He brought it on to the point whereby the woman in the doctor's studio actually emailed him and said, is everything all right in there? Because as he brought it on, I was going, fuck, no, like this. Yeah, totally. And he was like, oh, so just tell me what's happening. And I said, I'm disappearing down a black hole. And he said, well, I can assure you, you're safe, you're insured, and there hasn't been any black holes around here that I've seen. I'm going, stop it, you're making mockery of my condition. I was just like, I'm just making stop.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I was in floods of tears.
So that was how long ago?
That was only about 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
3 months ago. Fast forward 3 months.
So it did.
What you're doing today?
It did start to subside. And you know what? I surrendered. Is what I did.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Let go and allow. Yeah. That's what my coach always says to me. Let go and allow. Let the energy go through you, to you, and through you.
Exactly. So yeah, so I did. I surrendered to that, and then it got to a point where I was like, okay, I can't cope with this. I'm just going to go and have another drink. So I went off and I had another drink. I had to suffer the consequences of that behaviour by witnessing my children feeding back to me about how scared they were, how much they didn't like me not being present. It was really hardcore. And then I went and spoke at my friend's funeral, who was only 38, who died from alcohol. And this is somebody I'd known from when I was 15. And those things meshed together, kind of woke me up and just went, right, stop messing around. You're playing with your life. So just stop it and actually, really make something of it. I'm only here once. So
and all of that huge, so many gaps that you were trying to fill on so many different levels. And it's quite amazing to think that all of that really it always stems back to childhood. Between the ages of 3 and 8 is when all the limiting beliefs and behaviours that you then have to contend with through the rest of your life. And that's why I really encourage parents to bring children for interventions at an early age. I work with children as young as 5 years old, because what you don't realise is what you can intervene at that age can raise their life limit and raise their life expectations enormously. And I always think to myself, who would I have been, or where would I have been, if I hadn't had to spend 40 years healing myself? Healing myself through hypnotherapy, through life coaching, through all the different feel the fear and do it anyway. I can't tell you how many life-changing books I read as a young person trying to find the answer, trying to find the key. Up there I've got, Wayne Dwyer, I've got Spiritual Laws, Paulo Coelho. I read all of his books, and you read them, you think,
Celestine Prophecies.
Celestine Prophecies. I love
classic.
Celestine
That was my first one.
That was a very, very
And then
good
Way of the
book.
Peaceful Warrior.
There are so many. And, I think, I wish I'd have found Napoleon Hill at that point, though. I have to be honest. Yeah,
I still haven't read Napoleon Hill yet.
I've just ordered it. Napoleon Hill's a good one for you. But none of that makes any difference if you can't see yourself in it. If you can't apply it to you. If you're looking at them as just stories, it just doesn't make any difference. And some people say, but that didn't work and that didn't work. And I say, but did you actually apply the principles of what you read? Or did you just look at it as a story? Because even the Celestine Prophecies, it was a story, but it had a meaning. You were supposed to learn from that and apply it. Sometimes they don't always make it that easy to understand the application. They give you the...
Well, no. So, for example, I went to see The Matrix at the cinema.
The Matrix.
The Matrix. I went to see that at the cinema, and I walked out of there believing I could fly.
That wasn't quite
exactly.
the message.
Exactly. I was like, I can do anything. I was just like, this is all fake anyway. But I did have the common sense of, if I believe it enough. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Blue pill, red pill. Blue pill, red pill. That is the pathways that you take. Watch the film. Blue pill, red pill.
Take the blue pill. I'll show you where the rabbit hole goes.
I remember that. I wasn't there. I was serving drinks. Let me just show you quickly. So we were talking about life coaching. Zoe knows how imperative it is. Oh, yeah, connection's back. This. It's back to front because...
Of course it is.
So it's coaching questions, a coach's guide to powerful asking skills. Tony Solstice. I'll take a picture and I'll put it up on the same thread afterwards, because there are no excuses. And I read a fantastic quote the other day. It said, there is so much information available now. Ignorance is a choice.
Well, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because before now you could say, well, I don't have access to that. I don't have access to the library. I don't have access to books. I don't have access to the internet. I don't have access to a phone. No. The fact that the Department of Work and Pensions have set up the Universal Credit Scheme, which I think is a bit of a liberty, actually. They set up the Universal Credit Scheme and you have to access it online. Like, they are actually making the assumption that anybody, even if you're of low paid or homeless, must be able to access the internet.
Yeah, but you could do that at a library.
Exactly, and that's the point. Wherever you look, you have to recognise that if you are living in pain, if you are living a life that you don't want to live, if you are with a partner that you don't love, if you are being abused daily, if you have a child that's not behaving the way that you want them to behave, whatever ailment issue you're living in, you're making a choice to be there.
Suffering is now your choice.
And I know that's harsh, and I know you might be saying, yeah, but it's easy for you. It's never easy for any of us. And the hardest thing that you have to do is make a choice. But that all happens inside your brain. So you've got a start, you've got the guide to coaching, you've got live coaching, which obviously you can do online with me, or you can go onto my website, essex-hypnotherapist.com, and you can find the coaching programs that I have. But there's even online programs, so it really starts off as easy as hypnotherapy downloads for £6.79. I mean, you can't make it more accessible than that.
Which I did, by the way, which is probably the reason why I ended up here, because I loved it so much that I've been listening to it frequently. And then I just reached out to her. That's exactly what I did. I listened to the programme, went, that's really good, and then I just contacted her. And we went, because it's all about the connection, isn't it?
Absolutely. And if it's right, it's right. You'll gravitate to the person that's going to be the best person for you. Yeah. I'm going to ask Zoe a few cheeky questions now, because I love Zoe. She's so creative, and she's done she's going to tell you about her new DJ sets and what she's doing for young people, which is amazing as well. But before she does that, I'm just going to ask a few questions because I want to get her brain matter stirring before she tells you about what she's doing now to change the world.
Alrighty.
Okay, you ready for my quick fire? Who is Zoe?
Bring it.
Describe yourself in one word.
Powerful.
Wow, that's cool.
I like that.
I like that.
I don't know where that came from.
What's your superpower?
Oh, what's my superpower? I wanted to say flying.
That can be your
Yeah.
super. Yeah. Flight.
I like that.
What's your spirit animal?
A deer.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Okay. All right, you like this one. What was the last costume you wore? I saw her wearing a costume earlier. What was the last costume you wore?
Okay, the last actual costume I wore was an Olaf onesie.
Oh, there were so many nicer images that she could have conjured up there, and you left us with Olaf. I saw the lovely one that you did. Tell us about the sets that you're doing for children, because I saw you wearing a bunny outfit. Yeah, on that last video where Zoe's just shown me a video that she's made for her children's entertainment, the DJ sets. How cool is that? Alexa, you would love what Zoe does. Is it for birthday parties or is it for...
It's
Talk
for
to us
anything.
about it.
Okay, so basically I run Hart Entertainment, which is a bespoke party planning service for children of all ages. Not only do I tailor it to whatever it is that you're looking for. We can fit into any kind of space. Yes, I bring all the sound. I bring the lights. We've got confetti cannons. We've got bubbles. We've got accessories, dressing up box. I can do face painting. But it's all about really connecting with the child, whoever that person might be. Whichever child, whatever age, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Connecting with the child and finding out what they really want to do and allowing them to lead as much as possible.
Yeah.
So, if they want to play some games, then I allow them to kind of take charge of playing the actual games. If they want to come and DJ, then I can quite happily give them a little bit of something, which then just enables them to feel like they're doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like they're in charge of their party. They're making themselves feel special.
For themselves, yeah.
So,
and I love that game that you were talking about earlier on because, you know, music can be used for good and bad forces, quite honestly. There's a lot of music out there now. I've got a 15-year-old son, and it really saddens me, some of the stuff that I listen to him being conditioned by. And yet the other side of that is Zoe's found such a novel way of incorporating personal development for children into the music because she loves music and she really gravitated towards something that's going to enable her to empower her children, and she now shares it with other children. So one of the games that you played at the party,
musical kindness.
Oh.
So it's a spin on musical statues, except they have to get some ideas from the children to begin with on what kindness looks like, words, actions. And then I play the music, and when they stop, they have to turn to the person on their right and they have to exchange a moment of kindness. Let's do that. And the music starts, and stop. Oh, you look beautiful the evening. Can I give you a hug?
I love your hair colour this evening.
Oh.
You've got a Christmas tangerine colour.
Satsuma.
Satsuma.
And the music is on again. Off we go. Your turn.
Did you have something nice there? Good. Get practicing. Because
Super.
she is available for everything and anything. And she will bring joy, light and happiness. And joy, light and happiness again to anybody. And you know what? We've talked about, you know what's coming. Hello, Anastasia. You know what's coming on the 20th of July? We have Future Present Now. Thank you. And Zoe's going to be there. She's going to be playing some ambience. Ambience? Yeah, ambience.
Ambiance.
It's not supposed to be this much fun, I know, we're very professional. No, she's going to be playing some... Wouldn't it be lovely in summertime as well? We'll have had all of that empowerment and really resonating with the person you are, recognising your own power, learning how to create your reality. Are you doing that yet? I've spoken to you about this loads. The point of where you recognise, I don't have to be in these circumstances anymore. Anytime I choose to take myself out of this environment and become the person and have the life that I want, and it always makes me choked up a little bit because so many people, when I walk down the high street and I listen to the conversations and I see the people and I think, you have no idea of your infinite power and what you could do for yourself. Right now, this second, you could make a choice and say, I'm not living this life anymore. I'm actually going to tune into my infinite power and become the person that I was born to be. I'm going to find my purpose. Anybody at any time in their life can do that. And it just really makes me sad, especially around Christmas time when you see so many lost, sad souls that are just so propelled by buy, grab, and they've actually totally lost the sense and purpose of why they're here. And they're just robots and slaves to so much around them, but so much. I know. I'm looking at it. No, I think I'm doing all right. Actually, I haven't gone overboard with the Christmas decorations this year. Gracie did the tree. Do you want to see the tree quickly?
It's fab.
Look. Gracie did that. Look. Can you see?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. We went into the therapy room, and you're lucky you've caught us now, because if you'd have caught us about half an hour ago, we were just very zen. We were just having conversations like this. Wow, I feel great. Do you feel great?
Yeah,
and I had to say to Zoe, we can't do a live directly after the hypnotherapy room, because I think people think, hello, Holly. Holly's one of my ladies. I think people think when they see us come out of the hypnotherapy room, oh my God, she's had a really bad time. But it's not a bad time. It's just
No, it's awesome.
It's just peace.
Very mellow.
And it's very love. Now,
Which
I
is
know.
good. Very connected. Just to say, by the way, you want to talk about Christmas decks? We went completely overboard
Did
this
you?
year. Yeah, we did.
Did you? Have you got a thing?
4 pieces of tinsel. Yes.
4, you wicked. They are 13 metres long each. they've gone all around the house. But I know that you would love to keep Holly with you. Holly. Sorry, Holly. Hello, Holly.
Hi,
Jane.
Holly.
Holly. Holly Christmas. Holly Christmas.
I like that.
That was a bit cheap. But no, I know that you would love to keep Zoe with you all evening, because she's such a... Isn't she inspirational? And she's so much fun as well. I know. And look, she's listening to herself now. She's loving herself.
I am.
But we, unfortunately...
Oh, yeah, look.
Yeah,
I'm going to wave at myself.
That's crazy. That's really made you smile. But we've got lots
Look,
of...
she's come and joined me.
Oh, bless you.
See?
Oh, that's really cute. That's actually really cute. That's really cute. That is really cute. We know what we mean, but
She's watching me.
That was quite emotional. What are you doing this evening?
What am I doing this evening? I'm going to pick... I'm going to wind my neck in. I'm going to go and pick up my children, and then I'm going to drive us home, and I'm just going to relax and...
With your 4 pieces of tinsel and celebrate?
With our 4 pieces of tinsel. Oh, no, we get to open a door of the...
of the
advent calendar.
Yeah, I love advent calendars.
Yes.
I really, really do love them. I think they should have rings and watches and things in, but chocolate's okay.
You can.
Yeah, you can. I bet you buy Cartier and all them places.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and in fact, Marks and Spencer. Oh, okay, I probably shouldn't tell you this. Marks and Spencer's do an alcohol one.
Ooh.
I know. I know.
I have to think about that one. But I
got a Where's Wally one.
Where's Wally?
Where's Wally advent calendar? Yeah.
And you've got to find the one with the stripy hat.
Yes.
Oh, bless. You can take the child out of the... Yeah, I don't know what to say anyway. But I, ladies and gentlemen, looking forward to my week. Holly, I'm so pleased to hear that. We're
What's
going
Holly
out for
up to?
dinner. So Holly is coming for dinner with me and Alexa, who's already up there, and there is 25 ladies going for 25. Holly, it started off as 14, and people just like the idea of having a Christmas lunch, and so there's like 20. What is this table going to look like of 25 women round the table, and one man apparently? And so
Santa.
Yeah. Oh, Santa. That's made me smile. I hope he does dress up as Santa. Wouldn't that be lovely? It'd be lovely.
It would.
But I'm going to be going to the Sutton House. Marissa DeMuro. Do you remember when she came on and she sung for us? She sung Ave Maria. It was really, it actually made me cry. And I'm a bit of a wuss, but it actually made me cry. I'm going to see her tonight in concert. Do you remember I did say to you all, if you want to live that life of opulence and beauty and joy, you need to start doing things that you would be doing were you in that mode. I'm doing it now. And the children are coming with me. But it's really good to give children experiences, even though they might not appreciate them now. And I'm going to tell you this little story because it's important. when I was in the children's home, right, we never used to go anywhere exciting at all. Nothing, pictures, nothing. And I remember one of our teachers, she wanted to give us experiences that we may never get in our lives, to broaden our horizons and to make us recognise real beauty and hear real beauty. And she took us to the Tate Gallery, and we were really naughty. People were letting off stink bombs and all sorts in the van. But she took us to the Tate Gallery, and that is where I got my love of art. And for anybody who's been to my house, you will see all my artwork around the house. And so just in that chance moment of her thinking I could do something different, I don't know, she might be, I don't know where she is, but she will never know what she did for me. I know what she did for me. So I'm taking the children to the opera. What are you doing to challenge yourselves? What new experiences are you bringing to your children? How are you broadening their horizons? They may not appreciate it now, but when the future comes, they will realise and recognise that they are able to walk into these opulent environments. You know, I mean, when I took the kids, I used to take the kids uptown all the time, and I used to walk them to the Sofitel Hotel and all the Ritz. I take them in there, right? I know we didn't have any money, but I take them in there because I never want them to feel that they can't be in these environments, that they're not to feel uncomfortable. I took them to the Strand Hotel. I sat down. I did all sorts of things, until we got moved on. That's another story, but you should always give your children experiences so that if they ever walk back into that environment, they feel comfortable and they don't feel restricted by it.
You know, maybe I might just stop the car halfway home and make them walk, because then they'll really appreciate the fact that I'm giving them a lift.
You could come back round. You could come. Yeah, turn a bit quiet.
Maybe not quite that much.
But no, you were. We were also talking earlier on. We're going to get a bit gritty here now. We were talking earlier on about, we are single parents. We're proud to be single. In fact, we're not single parents because we are married to many. I don't know about you. I'm married to many. I'm married to the teachers that look after my children. I'm married to the friends that babysit my children occasionally. I'm married to the parents that have my children around to stay. I'm married to everybody in my community because they care about my children just as much as me. So I'm married to them, and I don't have to wash their socks or their pants. I like it. So it's a marriage of convenience. It works for us. So you, like me, are married to many. Yes, you like me are married to many. But we were saying, as single parents, and I know there are other ladies here that would recognise that sometimes it's not always easy to be or look like the best parent. Let's say that, the best parent. Because when somebody's missing, all children have to take out their frustration on is the current parent. The absent parent gets a really brilliant deal because the absent parent is godlike in their absence. Or if they were doing, because children fantasize about, they can see what they've got, they fantasize about what they think that they're missing, and that can sometimes be hard. But the point is, right, when your children grow up and they go about their business and they do the things that they're going to do, when they have a situation where they need to call on old memories, they're going to call on your memories. They're not going to call on the absent parent memories. They're going to call on yours. So if they have to, like my son says to me, Mum, we were talking about parenting not so long ago, and he was saying, but I need you to show me how to do this parenting because what you show me is what I'll show my children. And it really did strike me then. We may not always feel like we're valued. We may not always feel like our children appreciate us, especially as single parents, because we are mum and we are dad and we get all the flack for both of that. But at the end of the day, I've got a 26-year-old son and he is a brilliant parent to his daughter. And I think he only got that from one place. That was me. So, sometimes our rewards are far greater than money. Our rewards in the joy that we see our children give us. And you will have to wait for that. You've got a 10 and 11-year-old. You've got about 15, maybe 18 years. Yeah. You'll still be here, though. And, it's almost like a piggy bank. Your children are like piggy banks. However much you put in, you're going to get a really big reward at the end.
No,
really.
You see, now that I absolutely believe on. It was like that, because that ultimately was the decision. That at the end of the day, I was at home and it just didn't sit right with me, the way in which I was behaving. And I had to make that choice because I didn't want to pass down what it was that I was experiencing, what I was going through. I didn't like the way I was behaving, and I knew that I had a part to play in what was happening, and that unless, I did something about it, then nobody else was going to.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't, and this is the thing, it isn't anybody else's job, actually. No. So but going through those experiences and coming out and battling with the kind of the resentment, you know, wanting to go back, wanting to be the big name DJ again, and you know, all of that kind of stuff. And of course, there's part of it which just, you know, kind of, of course I missed not being able to do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. So, but you know, there are those little rewards, and the fact that actually, okay, not all the time the kids do as they're asked, not all the time. You know,
but would you want them to? Would you want them to?
Because,
and that's the whole point. Sometimes we try to control and contain our children so much to align with what we want, right? You know, you've got to think about it. You can't have it both ways. If you get those children to fall in line, yes, mum, no, mum, 3 bags full, mum. When they go out to work in the creative world, they will say yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full, sir, which is fine if you want your child to go into a career where they stay for 35 years and just say yes or no sir and never have any expectation, creativity, exploration or inspiration to do anything else. Great, well done, mum. Or you can raise creative children that actually, if you say no, you tell them the background behind why it's no. You tell them what your concerns are. Be honest, open and real with your children. Tell them the truth. Treat them like the human beings that they are. And you'll get a far better response than just being, no, I want you to align to what I want. Because that's about you. Your parents, your children actually teach you how to be parents.
Yeah.
Because what it is, you know, all the things that you don't want your children to do is what you recognise in yourself that you weren't allowed to do. You just recognise the same things. And the better parent you become, the better children you raise. And it really is a truth, you know. Instead of that blanket no.
Yeah, there's a book. It's called Raising Kids, Raising Ourselves. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. It reminds me of that woman on Super Soul Sunday, Awakenings. And she says that basically the moment that your child comes out, they are fighting to be an independent person, and you are fighting. It's a two-way journey. You are fighting for them to be you, to relive your dreams, to do the things that you wouldn't do. Because even Oprah was saying that she sent, because of the way that she was brought up, she sent her daughter to this top private school, and her daughter actually hated it. And she was like, how can you hate it? Why wouldn't you want to go there? You know, it's the most perfect experience ever. But what it was is she wanted to go there when she was a kid. Right. So it wasn't about her daughter at all. So, you know, when you're raising your children, raise them as independent people and don't raise them as the child that you never had, or you never were, should I say, because they're not you. They're totally independent. Have we inspired you this evening? You've given me I've had no questions today. Is everyone too tired? Did you have too much dinner? Are your bellies too full? Are you sleeping? Have you just got me on in the background but not really listening? I can see you. This is a two-way camera. So if you don't actually put a comment down below, I'll be knocking on your door in about 5 minutes. Julia. Now, if I was this late for your show, in other words, if I was this late for your hair appointment, you'd really give me a lot of stick. I can't even lie. I've been late. I am a bit late for it. Julia's my hairdresser, and I'm always late. So I forgive you because I've been naughty, but I won't never be naughty again because now I know what it feels like and it hurts. So anyway,
I gotta go.
We've been here for ages.
Yes,
we've loved talking to you. I'm so glad you met Zoe because she really inspires me, and I hope she's inspired you too. Well, I know she has. Where can they catch you?
www.heartentertainment.co.uk.
Children's parties, adults parties, super parties, baby parties, dog, cat.
I also do one-on-one tuition in piano, vocals and DJing. I run karaoke events. I do after-school DJ workshops for the youth.
Love that. But where do you live though?
Yeah, Shoreham-by-Sea.
Sure,
that's not far from Brighton, though.
Yeah. And if you book her in advance enough and you pay her enough, obviously,
I'll come to you.
Then she'll come to you anyway. Okay. But you can see her at Future Present Now. 20th of July. It's all going to be coming for you. Don't worry. We'll see you there.
Awesome.
Thank you for spending time with us. Love y'all. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. anyway, because I've got Manjeet coming on. She's in the audience. Say hello. Bye.
Bye.